that I must do, therefore I must do. You never stop for a second to stop that little voice called the doer. The doer, the doer. Okay, the doer is like also telling you what to do. But he is not alone. He has your friends against you. Sometimes the most loved ones, the ones that loves you most, they talk to this subconscious voice in your head, and the voice says, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. Oh, I must do that, definitely. Oh, of course I have to do it. And this little voice, you know, this little voice is in your head since you was a baby. You know, this is not like, oh, that is a nice place here, I should visit, just to give a picture of this thing here. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what we should do. We should stand still, sit still, and do nothing. But we are so busy, doing. All right, that's the little doer voice. He has friends, which are your friends, and the environment, the society, the TV news, the anchors in the TV shows. You know, have you heard these anchors? Two, a man and a woman in a studio, NBC News or whatever, they are discussing like how the world should go, and they say stupid shit. But say it so well, they say it because they are trained professional to say things well, right? The anchors, you know, the news people, they can say the most stupid shit in the world and you would believe them. You know, I'll give you an example. There's somebody, you know, like somebody murdered on the street. Okay, I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit. I'm gonna give you like a big example. Somebody got murdered on the street, and these two TV anchors are talking in the studio. Somebody got murdered on, let's say, Broadway, and over there, 99th Street and Broadway, and they like talking, hey, but they don't talk like me. You know, they talk like, yeah, a person was killed, and the news. You know how the news talk. And then these two anchors, a man and a woman. Kelly, what do you think the police officer should have done? And Kelly is like, yeah, the police officer should have blah, 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 blah. Kelly doesn't talk like that, you know, because she's a TV anchor. So Kelly would say something like, well, if I was the police officer, I would do this. And guess who is watching and who is listening the news? Thousands of police officers are watching about this accident because their friend is involved. Some of these police officer was involved there in that murder scene. But now Kelly, the reporter, not the reporter, Kelly, the anchor of the TV news station, is giving good suggestions to the minds of the thousands of the police officers of New York City or LA or Mumbai or Dushanbe or Paris. We don't know. And somehow, whatever Kelly, the anchor, say does make sense in the heads of millions of the police officers, which is complete garbage because it doesn't make any sense, because Kelly, the reporter, she was never on a scene of a murder. She would be the most helpless person if she was there. She would be paralyzed, freaked to death, maybe run away like a little baby. But from the stand of the TV station, she gave her valuable opinion to thousands of people. And the next time these little suggestions from the TV channels, you know, will sink. And actually someone will actually pull a trigger, some police officer will act upon this little Kelly suggestions, and he will do. The little doer voice will tell him, pull the trigger, my friend, pull the trigger. And he will not hesitate. Boom! Killed another innocent person. Yeah, that innocent person there was a 14 years old black kid who was just walking haphazardly on the street. He got a little bit stupid, a little bit drunk or whatever, and then he pretended that he has something in his hand, and the police officer was right there just shooting the kid. Well, you know, that's the little voice of the doer helping us to create this mess around ourselves, because, you know, our mind, you know. Anyway, number one, the voice of the doer. Do you have that? The voice of the doer that constantly tells you, do this, do that. You always live in 20 seconds in the future, 2 days in the future, 2 months. You are planning in your book, and the voice of the doer is helping you. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Do this. You should do this. The next thing, the next step. The next step you gotta do is this. These are phrases and sentences that you've heard thousands of times. In order to move to the next step, you have to be another person. You have to grow your mindset to the next person. All right? You got the point. Now, number two, the voice of the unfinisher. Yeah? The voice of the doer brings you in the future. He's a somewhat good voice. If he is if your little voice of the doer is a well-rounded, educated little voice, that would do good for you. If he's some moron, idiot, yeah, you will end up tragically doing a lot of shit. Anyway, but now that's the voice of the doer. The voice of the doer has another friend, a little voice. That's number two. And we're gonna call this little voice the voice of the unfinisher. Unfinished stuff, unfinished business, unfinished things, unfinished projects. Now that is the voice of the unfinisher. That's number two. How this voice controls your mind and how you feel. Now here is a question from Ivan to you, my listener, if you are listening these things. Do you have constantly the feeling that you have not finishing, you had not finished, you did not finish certain important aspects of your life? Do you have that voice talking to you all the time? Hey, this is how the voice sounds. It's voice number two, the voice of the unfinisher. Well, you should have done this. You could have do this. You did not do that. Okay, this is unfinished business. Unfinish your business. Finish your business. Go do it back. Go do that thing that you did not finish. And that's your voice. And this voice is not just a voice. It's kind of like a feeling, you know. It's a deep, deep feeling. Something that you feel all day long. You feel all day long that you did not finish something, you know. And this little voice is a master of regrets. You know, he is the master of creating regrets in your body and in your mind. I'm talking about your body because, as we said, the body is a container of emotions and the mind is the antenna to the universe. All right, your brain is also a part of the body. Some people forget that they have a brain and it's part of their body, and that is number two. Number two voice is the voice of the guy that keeps talking to you all day long that you did not finish certain things. And of course you should feel guilty about that. That's not the end of it. Not that only you did not finish them, but you must feel guilty about that. Yeah, that's a terrible little voice. Does not help you in any way, but you are listening that voice anyway. So let's, you know what? There are some soups and pizza. I'm walking with my coffee. We don't have the microphone. I don't know if I'm on record, but the video is 21 minutes, so I have to listen to my doer voice and go do some stuff, and I also have to listen to my unfinisher voice that I didn't finish certain things, so I have to go and correct. Now, We have listed here, my friend, with you, we have listed two of these voices, the voice of the doer and the voice of the unfinisher. But there is a strange paradox. If you're listening this video, you should know this. These voices are neither good or neither bad. They are part of our being. But the awareness that they exist, the knowing and the feeling and the awareness that these guys are within you, it's a good thing. And once the awareness shows up, you will not be a victim of these voices, but you will start controlling them. Control the doer and control the unfinisher. That would be the podcast today, because my doer voice is like very, very, hey, go, 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 do. And I really have to do. But as we say, we plan and God do. We plan our life in this way, and God has a sense of humor, you know. The more we plan, the more God try to put the little obstacles in our way, you know. So here it is. Live in the present moment and be aware of your little voices. The voice of the doer and the voice of the unfinisher. I wish you well, my friend. Be happy, be yourself, and get some coffee. Oh, by the way, subscribe. Thank you.